Hello everybody and welcome back to Middle-earth. This is Count MRVHS with episode 27 of our 4th Age Total War Dwarves campaign. I just ended a turn, so we're going to go through the news of the season here, and we have a coming-of-age announcement, which is very nice. Danny of Khazad-dûm, he, true enough, has come of age in our capital, Dwaro-Delphir. He's an adept governor, a competent commander, Longbeard of the House of Narvi. Energetic, intelligent, but uncharismatic. He's a wary fighter, somewhat learned, unskilled politician. So this is a pretty decent candidate for a, well, really just about anything, but he'll be a pretty efficient fighter, so that's always good. In addition to that, we've got some news. We have a plague, which, let's take a look at that. That's Hollowbold. And, yeah, oddly, plague is quite rare in this mod, fittingly enough. But yeah, we've succumbed to it for some reason. Probably these filthy elven spies who keep trying to break in. But all three of the family members here are afflicted with the plague. So I know that I could theoretically use this to my advantage. I could train a scout here. He would get infected with the plague, and then I could send him into a settlement that I wanted to mess up. I'm not really feeling like the dwarves would stoop to that level of biological warfare, though, so I think I'm going to avoid that and just hope these guys make it through with their sickness. That is going to hurt the population here, which is unfortunate, and it's going to hurt the units that are stationed here as well. So we can see the population growth is in negative 9.5%, so that's not good. Not much we can do about it, though. Dwarven construction up at Orodengrin has completed. That's good. Khand and Adunabar War. Interesting. Okay, so we saw that Khand probably didn't have any settlements left. And so I'm thinking that they are now... Yeah, see, this is all rebel stuff or Harad. So I'm going to send this guy over in this direction. As you can see, Harad is having a tough time holding on to these settlements. So it looks like, okay, under siege. Here's where it's happening. So this is Lond Nurnin. This is the one of the chief cities of Adunabar. I believe it's initially their capital. And this is a target settlement for Khand, I believe. So they must be in a horde. Yeah, because they don't have any settlements around here, and they are at the walls of Lon Nurnin. So that'll be interesting to see how that develops. We did kill a spy trying to break into Nereg Zagil from Rovanian. I do expect we'll be at war with them at some point. Not just yet, though. Okay, so over here in the east, we do have a bit of a problem because although I would love to take this army and start conquering in other places, I really can't because of the public order here. So if I take out more than half or so, let's just do like this for the sake of argument. Yeah, 55%. And I really want to have a more full army here. I did last turn recruit a unit of mercenary slingers, optimistically thinking that I could survive the public order problems by taking out most of my army and leaving a garrison of slingers behind. But that was not the case, so I had to put my army back, and there was no room for these guys, so I just hid them in a forest. So hopefully they don't get caught out, but I'm going to have to wait for this building to finish. The Outland Dominion, that is actually not going to do anything for public order. Well, it says it's going to help law a little bit. I'm not sure if that's actually the case or just a benefit on top of something else that's not really going to manifest. But we will, at any rate, be able to build up other things here after that and hopefully get to the point where we can make that army useful. Okay, so over in the center of the realm, we have some troops massing near the High Pass. So these are hirelings for the most part. And you can see the Bjornings have brought another army to threaten the High Pass stronghold. So hopefully we'll be able to hold them off. It may be worth going ahead and putting glowing of Nereg Zagil inside the stronghold, because he's going to be a pretty powerful, just a unit, thanks to that bodyguard he's got with him. So I may do that. It says that they can move right along through here. I don't believe that, though. I think that there is some zone of control around the stronghold, and of course I would think that my own troops are exerting a zone of control, so I believe this is misleading. But we also have some dwarven soldiers coming from the northwest, so they're hopefully going to be here soon. Yet more hirelings coming along. Okay, and let's just go ahead. I think I will get another scout here and send him around to check out the Bjorning armies and see what's coming. Looks like Adunabar was not able to take Langwyck from the Rohirrim, which is fine. Oddly, there's an elven noble out marching around. So they're at war with, I think, Rohan. Yeah, as well as the Reunited Kingdom. So I don't know what they're doing over here. You know, by all rights, they should be heading down here if they want to cause problems. But they're out around Anlang. And now maybe this was a... No, this is an elven family member, so it wasn't a bribe. No idea what they're planning. Down here, again, we're very close to Outland Dominion, so we'll hope that that finishes without any problems. And what I was planning to do was start training units out of Hollowbold to send them down to reinforce. But with the plague there, that's going to put that on hold for a little while. We do have a lot of money to spend, though, so let's see what we can do around here. I do want to hold off because if I destroy this fiefdom dominion, this belongs to Adunabar, I could build my own, but the problem is public order would decrease everywhere, and I really want Tham to get happy with me. So I'm just going to wait for the Dunkreok building to be built, and meanwhile, let's just see what we can build. I think Tardal is what I wanted to do next. If I get a way station here, we'll get riders as well as bowmen. That seems like a pretty good deal.
We're under siege.
Alright, so no surprises there. A lot of cav. Okay, I'm not really worried about that. Yep, 66 citizens and 11 soldiers, so that's not a lot of people, but it is, you know, out of a dwarven population that is fairly significant, and we're losing population growth, which is really such a pain. Okay, before I forget... Oh, and they're retraining them all of the time because I've got this on the auto manage. I think we'll just leave it. It's not hurting our income all that badly. We would need to retrain them anyway. So we'll send a scout around with the idea of heading down here eventually, though we won't be able to get there until that Bjorning army is dealt with. Alright, so Luin and finally Dunkreok. Alright, hireling spears. So we are going to go with a waypost. We can just build that immediately. That'll at least get us some basic troops for a garrison here, and we actually do badly need troops. At Tier 2, though, we're going to look forward to those hireling Dunlendings, and since the vaults are already built, somehow... Oh, well, it's the market that counts as a vault, so that's the reason we can build these. So that is great news. We'll be able to just fast-track the hirelings down in Dunland. Population is still very low, but a couple of turns or so and we should be able to train another unit of blunderbusses. And the Dunlendings do not seem to be interested in pursuing a war at this time. We're still technically at war, but they're not doing anything about it, which is fine with me. Okay, Loon. That's actually pretty good. So we'll go with the farms there. Still got 4,000 to play with, or just sock it away in the treasury. Let's go look at Orodengrin. May as well go control posts there. Costs us nothing. I am a little worried that Dale is just standing here staring at me. We, of course, are allied, but that alliance is not 100% guaranteed. I had trained an emissary here for some reason a while ago, but have not been able to get him out because they're blocking the only bridge out of Erebor, so could potentially be a problem. All right, 2 more seasons for that, and I think we're just going to have to wait. No, we will not accept an overlordship. But they do have an army coming from the south. Suitable husband. Okay, he's a poor governor, poor commander. He is at least youthful. Long beard of a minor house. Energetic but unintelligent and uncharismatic. I don't know that I need generals that much. Let's see. Gunlod. We may not be able to see Gunlod. There she is. Okay, so Farley of the House of Narvi, that's his daughter. He is at the capital of Dwarodelf. So the question is, do I need another general around Moria? Well, I mean, I guess I could send them down. Why, actually, yeah, why don't we accept that? And then we can train a little bit here, since Hollowbold seems to be, you know, still suffering plague. We'll wait until that gets resolved, but we'll have some people coming down from Moria in the meantime to reinforce our Dunland settlement. All right, Khand actually has settled here. So that is outside Lond Nernan. There's an emissary. All right, and they've still got substantial forces. So this is a horde. Hordes are tricky. I have tried a couple of horde campaigns as Khand. But I just have a hard time with the finances when you do settle down. So I think the AI may also run into that. What could happen here, although the public order seems to be doing just fine, is that they may, once they settle, they'll lose a lot, if not all, of their horde units. And then they have to pay for buildings and for any units that they do train. And the AI may have a hard time with it. I know I do as a player, so I'll be very curious to see if this works. There doesn't seem to be much resistance in the area, but you never know. I wish them well. Now, down here, we do have a full stack coming. Let's just see what happens if we take all of these guys out. We can't reach them anyway. If we were to put back 50%. That's better. But we'll keep them in there. One more turn, and that'll be done. This army could reach me, but they don't seem like they want to. They're just causing some mild devastation up there. So we'll wait until this gets a bit closer. Actually, they can reach me. So they can reach me this turn. I can't reach them. That's what it is, because we have bad movement points as the dwarves. So we'll just have to wait for them to besiege us, and then we'll have to sally out, which is not ideal. Okay. And this army of Rune is still stuck there, possibly trying to figure out a way over. Trade houses, why not? We're still building there. It's going to take us 3 seasons, and then the fortified walls will be finished at Gundabad. And then we're going to suffer all of this unrest. Now, if we end up losing it, you know, it may just be beyond our aid, because we've got, as you can tell, a full garrison as far as public order is concerned. So we can't get any higher than this 80% garrison bonus. So stuffing this settlement with a lot more troops would do nothing. The only thing that could help is if I had a very influential governor, which would give some public order bonuses. But this is going to be a lot to counteract, so we'll have to see and hope that that isn't a problem.
Yes. Move out. Out of moves. No, chief.
Alright, so they're building siege equipment, and we will probably be attacked pretty soon. Building everything we can around here, and over in Luin, I think Gabilgathal. Well, we could get something here. Let's, Dwarven engineering is going to help a bit with mismanagement, so we'll go with that.
We're under siege.
And I forgot to train troops in Dwarves. Okay, and so our king died. Right, he was in Beresdoom. We've got this guy, that's fine. He's a poor governor, but maybe he'll learn. Nah, he's unintelligent. But he's actually a rival as well. Okay, so this is a trait that he picked up because he was in the same settlement as the king. And this is something that you do see. I tend to see this only rarely because I usually have only one family member in a settlement at a time. But if you have your king with one of the other family members, you may get one of these traits. It's not always negative. Sometimes there is a positive effect. I can't remember what the name of that trait is. But this basically hurts his opinion of Liege. So you can tell that this guy is discourteous. Now this will probably change because we've got a new faction leader now. And we'll have to find where he is. The new king crowned. Dory of Beresdoom. Wait. Okay, so a different guy. He is in Gunduthorin. All right, expert governor. He's not going to see much action, but there he is. And Danny of Khazad-dûm has an expert treasure seeker. Great. Khan and Adunabar are at peace. Well, that's interesting. May not last because Khan at this point is completely surrounded by Adunabar, so there's nowhere else for them to expand. So that may not last very long. We get a lot built last turn, including the Outland Dominion at Tham, just in time for us to get under siege. All right, and Plague has either burned through the entire population. Oh, I guess it's just about done. So we've just got some plague-ridden family members at this point. The settlement itself is no longer showing signs of plague. Now, if I leave them here, they may reinfect. I don't know. I don't want to take the governor out though, so you know, let's just deal with it and wait. Hopefully they'll get cured of their sickness pretty soon. 4 more turns for the siege. Alright, we're looking at a pretty respectable army here. I mean, these are not the best troops, but we do have a couple of family members, a Dwarven siege ballista, some solid Dwarven units, you know, lower tier, but still pretty decent, and some basic hirelings and mercs. So that should actually be pretty effective if we head it down here to start fighting with the Bjornings. And Adunabar has taken Langwyck. Interesting. But we are going to train some guys out of Dwarves. I think we're going to go with the axe throwers. They're pretty solid. last bridge. We can now recruit our own hireling bowmen of Eriador. These guys are a little more expensive than the mercenary version. And the missile attack is lower, but their experience is also lower. So we'll see. It is just nice for these guys to be available at this point. Let's see what else we can build. So this is technically Ways of the Shadow Cult. So if I go Dwarven Craft, it's going to increase Ways of the West a little bit, but not do anything else for me. And if I continue to build these Dwarven Craft type line of buildings, we will eventually be able to flip it. I don't feel that that's necessary just yet. But you know what might be nice is to get the walls going. This is going to cost us some upkeep. About 80 Mirian per turn. But I think it's worth it. And then eventually we can actually build stone walls. If you check out Tardal, for example, here's that option for us. So the dwarves are unique in that they can build stone walls, I think, everywhere. I don't think you need a particular resource to do it. Alright, but I guess we have to address this, which is the Rune army that has besieged Tham. We're going to sally out, and that balance of power bar is well in our favor, as it should be. This is not not the most intimidating force, sad to say. Question I have, though, is how we're going to get those siege ballista out of the city, if we can. I seem to recall that there's a bit of a problem doing that. We do have the Wayne bows, and should be able to get those out of there, if nothing else. Okay, so they're down here. Now, probably they're going to head in this direction. Okay, those look like they could theoretically fit there. Actually, I'm going to want the Wayne bows, like, right up here. So we can rush out if they go to reposition, which it looks like they will. They're already firing on them. That's nice. Hitting their skirmishers. I'd rather focus on some of these axemen units, or just something a bit more threatening. Alright, let's get these guys set up. So in these sally battles, my experience is that the AI tends to set up over there. I possibly could have hit them from the walls if I'd put the slingers up there, but didn't really seem worth it, honestly. Because I just have to take them down again and start it all over. Alright, I think everyone is marching at this point, so we'll just continue. Very nice. Trail of bodies leading over into the west, I guess. So you can see them stopping, turning. And they're not led by a family member. This is just a unit of basic cav. And they don't have any long range either. They've got some... Oh, they do have a few. Some 14 archers or so. And some skirmishers. But we outrange them quite a bit, I would say. Here come the archers. There go the archers. So these wains are very entertaining, but as you can see, they're not completely destroying these units. So you do need to back them up. Let's get them firing these units. We can get our cav to lure them next to the wall tower. And then charge them. Charging now, so they're pretty committed. Oh, now they're just marching. We're getting close to being done with our ammo. Yeah, so I don't think I can get these guys out of the gate, unfortunately. That is a shame. Okay, so there's that unit gone. Just spend those last few bolts on this unit of axemen, and then we'll be ready to move up. So this will just be a regular melee with some slingers. And we won't have the really catastrophic siege weapons to help us out. But I don't think we'll need it. We can keep these guys back just as a sort of a morale damaging unit. Just wondering if I can maybe hit a sweet spot and trick the game into... It doesn't look like it. Alright. So we crush this army, then we can actually look at what we can build in Tham. Now that we've got the Outland Dominion all set. So it looks like we're hitting their skirmishers. I want to focus on those archers, though. Not that they're too much of a threat, but still. Are you guys gonna run? Alright, it sounds like everybody is running away now. So best we can do is send these guys to push some of those units into a rout. We're just never going to catch them with our dwarves. But maybe we can make those small units of axemen rout or something. Yeah, they're kind of protected by all these other troops, though. Well, we can get these guys. Yeah. Alright, so a fairly uneventful battle, unfortunately, but we've got them off of our back at least. So now we can build in the city and see about increasing the public order enough so that we can actually send this army somewhere else and follow up some of our victories here. Didn't lose too many men. Didn't kill that many either, but it was a victory. Okay. I do have a lot up here. And again, I do want to take raid cost very much. I wonder if Khand would make a good ally. No, they're still allied with Rune. So I won't be able to get that alliance. Well, let's just see how the public order looks right now, though. Alright, that's better. It's not the best, but we might be able to do something with this. Okay, I think, yeah, we don't have a lot of public order stuff we can build because it's already been done. We do have the Hall of Tomes, which would help with law. It's actually not showing up here. I wonder if there's some sort of cap that we're hitting. That would help with income. Of course, it also costs money. So I think what I'd rather do is go with the waypost. That's at least going to get us hireling spears. It's going to help trade a bit. Dwarven craft is just not going to do anything for us for a little while. Okay, let's see what we can get away with here. There are some more mercenaries. So the slingers replenish quite fast. What do I have here? I may send these slingers back just to help with public order because they're not that useful and I can train some more in the field. Alright, so who do I want to leave in the city? I guess is the question. Let's get another scout. And then I can send him down just to make sure that I'm not going to get attacked while I send this army north. This is looking pretty good, though. I'll probably get both of these units. So I'll have a unit of slingers, a unit of Variag axemen, which means that I can bring a few more of these guys. I think having a couple axe throwers stay behind is probably a good idea. The Dwarven axes are also probably good for public order, though. So maybe we'll go with... Let's see if we can get away with a shield breaker unit. No. That's too bad. Okay, so we're going to have to send him back. Or maybe one of these other units. Maybe, for example, the Riders. Maybe that'll be just enough to get us to 70. Okay, great. So, here in the settlement, we've got a cav, 3 slingers, 2 dwarven axes, 2 axe throwers, and 1 unit of shield breakers. And the army heading north is looking pretty decent. Let's get those mercs. Do Do I want to attack them? I guess I can't. Alright. We don't have anybody approaching. It looks like Rune's... they do have a pretty decent garrison here, so they could theoretically send these guys north, and who knows what they might have over in the west. But that's pretty decent. Okay, so probably what's going to happen in the next episode is we're going to see some fighting with Rune in the north here as we try to expand. They're probably going to try to take Tham from us, either with this army or with another one. But we're going to have to sort of rush back and forth as we can to defend that, and we'll see how the situation develops from there. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Have a great day, and I'll check you out in the next one. Bye-bye.